We are headed on a Western road trip through parts of...
Yes. Let's start that over.
Yeah. You all open now? All right.
We're good. Okay.
Hey, I'm Erica.
And I'm Greg.
Welcome back to the channel. We are excited to talk about our newest trip. We are headed on a Western road trip. We are going to be going through Wyoming, South Dakota, and Montana.
Very exciting.
It is very exciting. We are going to be seeing a bunch of stuff that we've never seen before. Actually, I mean, we've been to Wyoming, but I've never been to South Dakota or Montana.
Neither have I. Well, I've been to Montana.
But you have not seen what we're going to see.
Correct. I've been to Western Montana, and we're going to be mostly in Eastern Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very excited. We are, as you can imagine, going to see Mount Rushmore. But in addition, we are going to be seeing 2 forts, 2 battlefields, 2 prisons.
You like a good prison.
I do like a good prison. Several national monuments, 3 national parks, Wind Cave, Mount Rushmore, and Badlands, as well as several other very cool things in the region.
Yes.
So those include things like Custer State Park, the Missile Silo, which has a name that I can't remember. It's in South Dakota, folks. We're also spending a little bit of time in some of the cities. So we are going to be exploring some of Rapid City, exploring some of Billings, Montana, and also Deadwood, which is very exciting.
Yes.
We have been doing some historical reading on the things that we're going to be seeing, as always, as well as using the travel books for the Black Hills and Montana and Wyoming because, these books are these books are combined.
You love these books.
I love these books. I love these books so much, as well as a bunch of other resources to kind of go into everything that we're going to be seeing. So we are going to be doing I think I've got this right, 10-night, 11-day road trip. I have not actually added up all the mileage yet to see how much mileage it is.
Well, yeah, we can obviously report on that
We'll
afterwards.
report on that afterwards, yeah. So we've been spending a long time researching and going through our schedule and our route and all of that. So I cannot wait to share all of it with you and to just kind of show all the cool things that we'll be seeing in this region of the U.S.
We're very excited.
We are very excited.
This is all new almost all of this is new to both of us.
Yeah. And we love a road trip. We adore a road trip. So we will also be reporting back on all of the podcasts that we listen to, all of the adventures that we get up to, and we'll be doing some videos on preparing for a road trip, what you need for your car, for safety and for fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can't wait to share it all with you. So stay tuned, and we will be back with our road trip in a couple weeks. Do you want to share a little bit of the itinerary that we are going to be going through?
Sure. I'll start off with the first couple of days.
Cool.
So obviously our first day we're departing on is, let me get my readers on because I'm old, we're leaving on Monday, May 26th, which is Memorial Day.
It is.
So I'm going to do a special little thing at my gym in the morning, and then we are going to hit the road. We've got just over a 6-hour drive up until Laramie, Wyoming.
Yes.
You take to cover what we're going to see in Laramie.
So in Laramie, and I have never been to Laramie. I've been to Cheyenne on my last cross-country trip, but I did not make it to Laramie. So we will be visiting the territorial prison. I do love a prison. Because of my background, I love me a prison. And I was a criminologist. I wasn't like in prison. Just want to clarify. And we will also be going to Fort Laramie, which should be pretty exciting because we do enjoy a good fort.
We do like a good fort.
We do.
That's my background. Unfortunately, my fault. So that's actually day 1 is our drive to Laramie, and then we're going to spend the night, and then the next day, so day 2, is going to be the state prison and the territorial prison, and then Fort Laramie. From there, we're going to depart on a 3-hour trip up to Custer.
And Custer is really one of our major stops. We're spending 3 nights in Custer. While we're there, we're going to explore Mount Rushmore, the Crazy Horse Memorial, Custer State Park, Wind Cave National Park, as well as some other things that we have maybe on the itinerary. We could always stop by Jewel Cave as well as the Mammoth Site or anything else that's interesting in that area. But Custer's a really good jumping off point for that part of the Black Hills. So we're excited to spend a few nights there. And it is always nice when you're on a long road trip to have some place where you have a base for a few days. So it doesn't feel like every single night you're moving around.
Yes. It is nice to set it down for just a couple of days.
It is, right?
Yes. So after we hit Custer, we're going to head to the missile site's not at Custer, right?
It's not. It's north, yeah.
So to the Minuteman missile site, and then we're going to also from there we're going to hit Badlands National Park.
Yeah. Which is going to be really exciting. We're going to see Wall Drug. I've been excited about Wall Drug ever since a friend of mine did a cross-country trip, and I have been wanting to visit Wall Drug.
What is Wall Drug?
So it is, I'm going to get this wrong, but it's basically a rest stop. It started out as a rest stop and a place for all of the folks to go who were working at Badlands and were also at the missile site and other areas in this part of South Dakota. And they always advertised cold free water and 5-cent coffee and donuts. So that was kind of their claim to fame. So very excited it's very kitschy. It's very Old West type of rest stop type thing, but I am weirdly excited to see it.
Okay. So from Wall, it's like we're heading to Rapid City.
Yeah, and that's fun because we do actually love to spend a little bit of time in cities, see some of the other museums that are available, as well as going on the presidential tour. They have statues of all of the presidents, so they have a presidential tour downtown. I know, right?
Okay.
There's also an Air and Space Museum right outside of Rapid City that we're excited.
I was wondering what
to
ANS meant. Okay.
So we're excited by that as well.
Okay. What else we got going on there?
There is a chapel in the hills, which is actually a Nordic stave church that was gifted to the city of Rapid City and is now there, which is kind of exciting because last summer when we were in Iceland, we also saw a stave church. So it's kind of a nice bookend, I think, to that experience.
Okay. So after an overnight in Rapid City, we're going to head up to Sturgis and Deadwood.
Yeah.
Now, I want to be clear, Sturgis, site of the famous or infamous motorcycle rally.
You're not there for the motorcycle rally.
No, we're not. We are not. I do ride a motorcycle. I've been riding motorcycles for 30 years. And I have really no interest in going during that rally.
It sounds absolutely crazy.
It's nuts. But apparently they do have a nice museum there, so we're going to go check that out and just kind of check in on Sturgis itself.
We are. And then we're headed to Deadwood. And Deadwood is fun because that's where you've got the Moriah Cemetery, you've got the Spirit of 76 Museum, and you've got a really cool watchtower that you can climb. That is the Friendship Tower, I believe, with President Roosevelt and friend of his from the area, if I'm not mistaken, which should be really interesting. So yes, of course, again, is Deadwood a little bit of a kitschy touristy town?
Yes, it is. That's why we're going.
Of course it is. But there are still some actual historic sites to see, as well as, I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a little bit of touristy fun, right?
Nothing. That's why we're here. So then we got this, Spearfish Canyon. What is Spearfish Canyon?
Spearfish Canyon is north of Deadwood. And it's just a really lovely scenic drive. They have a lot of waterfalls and easy hikes kind of off of that, where bizarrely you end up in, I'm going to say this incorrectly, Belforche, which is the geographic center of the lower 48.
Oh.
I know, right?
Okay.
Why not?
I suppose there's a huge monument located there.
I believe there is. I believe there is a small plaque in the ground.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait to see that. That must be why you have 1 minute on the itinerary for that.
I think I have 20 minutes. Yes.
Okay. So then moving on from Belforche, Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower National Monument. If you are a fan of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, that is memorialized in mashed potatoes. So, why are you giving me that look?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were robbed as a child.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So it is beautiful.
It memorialized in mashed potato. You
Yes.
mean the Wiggles song? Mashed potato, mashed potato, mashed potato, mashed potato.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
Okay.
Our entire marriage is misconnections.
Yes.
So we will be at Devil's Tower. We will be enjoying that. And then from there, we are making our way up to the Little Bighorn National Battlefield. I keep mistaking what the actual name of this thing is.
Yeah, I don't know. You were at the itinerary.
But we were making our way up there, and we will be visiting Fort Phil Kearny.
Fort Phil Kearny and the Little Bighorn Battlefield.
Yes.
Which may or may not be a national park or a state park.
I think it's a national monument.
National monument, okay.
Or a national battlefield. It's official.
It could be.
It's official. Yeah.
Okay, but it's a national something.
And we are excited to visit this year. Full disclosure, it's got a new visitor center and everything that's under construction that we will miss because we are going this year, and they are obviously doing all of that for next year, which will be the 150th anniversary of the Battle of the Little Bighorn.
Well, we'll miss the crowds.
We'll miss the crowds indeed.
It's the Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument.
There you go. It's a national monument.
Yes.
And then from there, we are going on to Billings, where we are just going to enjoy, again, some of the city things that
we're going to enjoy Billings.
Including the Moss Mansion, which I'm really excited about.
What is the Moss Mansion?
It's a rich guy's mansion.
Large mansion?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. As well as Zoo, Montana, which has animals that are only from that region, which is pretty interesting.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
As well as a couple of fun wineries. So that'll be a fun way to round out our trip before heading home.
Okay. Well, there we have our trip.
Yeah.
And then we're back home. And a little detour through Boozman?
No.
No. Okay.
So we will be, it's going to be a long trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we can't wait to share our adventures with you.
10 days.
Yeah. 10 days stuck in a car with me.
Hey, I can't wait.
Did you just mouth send help on the camera?
No.
Okay. Stay tuned for packing, for road trip snacks, and for car safety.
All right.
All right. Then we'll see you there.